Hey Zwifters, welcome back to another Zwift racing video, and today I'm going to be talking about the key to having a successful breakaway. For the racers out there, they know that breakaways don't often happen on Zwift, but in this video I'm going to be talking about what I think is the key to actually having a successful breakaway that will eventually lead to a win on Zwift. And in this video I am racing in the Crit City Smash presented by Speedhound, and that is a race on Sundays at 9 AM PST. I will be doing this race pretty much weekly unless I'm riding outside, so be sure to check that out and join if you want to get into the action that is in this video. So go ahead and check that out on the Zwift events page that I have linked below. But other than that, let's get on with the video. So first of all, you can see that this is a 10-lap race of Crit City Downtown Dolphin, a course that I have raced hundreds of times. So I know this course really well. I know exactly each turn of the course and how I should be executing each corner, so I am very familiar with this course, and that is really one of the first things to having a successful breakaway is actually knowing the course. The second thing that I want to point out is that there are multiple people in this race that I do know or have heard of or have raced with before, and the first most notable one is Mike Abraham from Team Talent Fry, and he has raced with me a bunch of times, and I know him pretty well on Zwift, so I was planning to do a breakaway with him, and I had that already set up and already planned. So that is kind of the second thing, is having somebody who will do a breakaway with you, who you know is strong and can help you pull off that breakaway. And Mike is an extremely strong rider, so I knew that teaming up with him would really help me get closer to that victory and really just have a lot more fun in this breakaway. Also note Michael L10 from BYT. He is another junior on Zwift who I have seen quite a bit, and I follow him on Zwift, so I know kind of his style of racing and how he typically tends to perform in these races, and normally he does extremely well, so definitely watch out for him in this race. Then the next person is Scott from KOM Hunt TV, and he is on his YouTube channel KOM Hunt TV and Zwifter, and he is a newer category B rider. He used to race in C a lot, but now he has been stepping it up, racing B and even A sometimes, so kudos to him for racing up a category quite often. So into what I really think is important for having a breakaway. Now earlier I briefly mentioned that having somebody to ride with is important, and then also knowing the course is important. So those are the first two, and I'm going to go into the third right now, which is really important, and that is having a plan. You gotta have a plan when you're going into a breakaway, and in this breakaway I had a plan, and that was to start at the end of the second to last lap. I was going to sprint and use my aero boost, save the aero boost, don't use it on the KOM, and just save that, and then as soon as we hit that final corner, I hit that aero boost, and then we both sprint at the exact same time to get as much momentum as possible and create a split, and then just try to hold on from there because it is only 1.2 miles to the finish. So those are the first three, and the fourth is knowing the race settings. And in this race I actually organized this event, and I chose to have all aero boost because I just find that it makes it more fun, strategical. Everyone loves aero boost, so it's really going to come down to who uses it the best, which actually adds more strategy than just having all the different power-ups and everyone just spamming it all at once because they want an aero boost. But this way everyone has an aero boost, and everybody knows what to expect from that aero boost, and everybody knows how they're going to use the aero boost. So it's really interesting to see how everyone uses theirs, and most people use it on this climb, but we both save it, which is going to come to our advantage. So knowing that I'm going to get an aero boost at the next arch, I purposely planned it so it's at the end of the lap so that I can use the aero boost for 15 seconds, still have around 10 seconds after I pass that arch, and then once I pass that arch I get another aero boost that adds an extra 15 seconds to my aero boost, so that'll be very beneficial later on in the race when holding off the group. I didn't necessarily want to create an entirely new category for this, but knowing how many riders in the race there are, that's kind of race settings or about just knowing about the race in general. And I have 27 riders in this event, so it's not a huge group, which is going to help the breakaway succeed even more. So knowing your chances is also very important, because if you have, like, say 70 riders, it's likely not going to happen because of that draft. But Zwift is trying to fix that draft to make it more beneficial to the riders orchestrating a breakaway. Those are sort of the key things that I wanted to talk about before going into the actual analysis of this, because I want to talk about what I went through when deciding to do this breakaway. I'm now going to wind back a bit to show you all how this exactly happened and how I was able to nearly pull off this breakaway. Alright, so back where we started. This is at 10.7 miles. We're just about to do our attack, and right here, as I said earlier, my plan is to start my sprint right here, which is about 1.2 miles out. So right here, you're going to see that I have almost my entire arrow boost left once I hit the banner, and then once I hit the banner I get another arrow boost because I know the event settings. I know that I am going to get another arrow boost, and from here I'm sort of just drafting Mike because he is a heavier rider than me because I am a junior and I weigh around 41 kilograms, so I am on the lighter end. So it is important that I kind of use him and draft him here and then try to put in my pull once we hit the climb. So that was sort of my plan, and it wasn't discussed fully with him, but I trusted him and I trusted that he knew that I was not just trying to play him and that I was actually serious about doing this breakaway. So you can see that I am doing still around 5 to 6 watts per kilo, just holding on to him. You can see that I am starting to get an internet dropout right here, which is going to be the disaster that pretty much ruins the race for me. And you can see that I'm still doing around 5 watts per kilo, just drafting him still, and he's starting to ease up slightly, likely getting a little bit tired, but I know that he still has quite a bit left in him saved, and we've got a 10-second gap at this point, and it's looking highly likely that we are going to pull this off. Now at this point, I come and take my pull with my arrow boost, hitting around 300 watts up this climb to just really give him that pull and help him up this climb. And once my arrow boost runs out, he goes up to the front, and this is when everything goes downhill. I lose sight of him, and I have no clue where he is, so I start to ease up, thinking that maybe he got dropped, maybe something happened, and now I just have no internet completely, and I'm not sure what's happening. I'm only doing around 4 watts per kilo, which is not going to be enough to hold off those riders. So I just turn off my internet, turn it back on, and hope that it's going to work. And after that, I really just put my head down and I just grind as hard as I can to the finish, giving it everything I have left because I know that I still have a chance. And really right here is when I realize I still have a chance. I've got a 4-second gap still, and I'm going to make the most of this. And I think that if I was pushing harder on the earlier part of this race, on the part where I was only doing around 160, I definitely could have pulled this off. But at this point, I am tired, and I know that it's simply not happening. 1-second gap, I can see them closing in on the mini-map, and they're just going to go flying right by. ML10 is the first to open up his sprint from BYT, so kudos to him for getting second place, and Mike is able to just coast to the line, and he takes that win with a solid 2-second gap on the rest of the group. Now, I just ease off right now because I know that the breakaway didn't work, but I say that it was a success because Mike was able to pull it off, which means that I likely would have been only around 1 to 2 seconds back from him, meaning that I probably would have also taken second place. In hindsight, that was some of the most fun I've had racing in quite a while because I haven't been at my best performance, and I still have not, but I am slowly getting there, and this was just really a fun way to get back into Zwift racing, and breakaways are what make Zwift racing more fun and more interesting in my opinion, and I am very happy that I did do this attack, and I committed to it, and I fought until the end. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please do like, subscribe, and with that, thanks for watching, ride on, and go smash those breakaways.